Have you ever stopped to think that the biggest shakeup in Ferrari's history did not come from a humiliating defeat on the racetrack, nor from a financial crisis, but from a car created almost as a personal challenge, inside Italy itself, by a brand that nobody fully took seriously at the time? And what if I told you that this car was so revolutionary that Ferrari tried to slow it down, considered legal actions, and was ultimately forced to completely change its philosophy because of it today? You will understand why the Lamborghini Miura was not just a beautiful car, it was a direct attack on Ferrari's pride. To understand the impact of the Miura, we need to go back to the early 1960s, a time when Ferrari was practically untouchable in the world of high-performance sports cars. The formula was clear: front-engine layout, rear-wheel drive. Long aggressive cars with a strong connection to racing, Enzo Ferrari believed road cars were almost an unwanted consequence of racing. The real goal was always to win championships. And within that mindset, any attempt to reinvent the concept was seen with suspicion. On the other side of this story was Ferruccio Lamborghini, a highly successful industrialist in the tractor business, with a strong personality and even stronger pride. After clashing with Enzo Ferrari, Ferruccio decided to create his own sports car brand. But unlike Ferrari, he had a very clear vision. He did not want to race. He wanted to build the best road car in the world, comfortable, powerful, refined, and above all, different from anything on the market at the time. What Ferruccio did not expect was that his engineers would think even further outside the box. Young, ambitious, and tired of following old rules, they secretly began working on a completely unconventional project. A chassis with a mid-rear engine layout, something that until then was almost exclusive to race cars. Placing a V12 right behind the driver in a road car was considered insane. Difficult to control, expensive to produce, and dangerous for everyday use. When this prototype was presented to Ferruccio Lamborghini, his initial reaction was shock. He had not authorized the project and feared it could harm the brand's image. But after analyzing the car's potential, Ferruccio made one of the most important decisions in automotive history. Instead of stopping the project, he decided to move forward, giving his engineers full freedom to turn that bold idea into a production car. The result was the Lamborghini Miura, unveiled to the world in 1966. And from the very first moment it was clear that this was not just another sports car. The Miura looked like something from the future, extremely low, wide, aggressive, with flowing lines and a design that resembled a race prototype more than a street-legal vehicle. The transversely mounted V12 delivered unprecedented weight distribution, offering performance and driving dynamics never seen before in a production car. The problem was that the Miura did not just attract attention, it humiliated everything around it. Cars that had previously been considered the peak of automotive engineering suddenly looked outdated next to it. And of course, this immediately caught Ferrari's attention, a brand that until then had dominated the Italian high-performance market without any real competition. Publicly, Enzo Ferrari tried to downplay the Miura's impact, calling the car dangerous, unstable, and impractical for daily use, claiming that such a layout made no sense outside of racing. But behind the scenes, the reality was very different. Ferrari realized that Lamborghini had broken a sacred rule and, even worse, had proven that this rule was wrong. Historical accounts indicate that Ferrari attempted to slow the Miura's rise through institutional pressure, raising technical, regulatory, and even legal concerns about the project, including discussions about safety, engineering standards, and potential violations related to racing concepts. It was not a formal lawsuit as we would see today, but there was real legal and political pressure to limit Lamborghini's momentum at the time. The reason for this reaction was simple. The Miura exposed something Ferrari did not want to admit. The future of supercars was no longer front-engine. The Miura delivered a completely different experience, more visceral, more aggressive, placing the driver at the center of the car, something Ferrari road cars still did not offer. The impact was so strong that Ferrari's traditional customers began to look at Lamborghini with new eyes. Something unthinkable just a few years earlier. The Miura became a symbol of status, innovation, and boldness, while Ferrari, for the first time, was seen as overly conservative in certain aspects. This silent pressure forced Ferrari to do something it had sworn it would never do: change its philosophy. A few years later, the Ferrari Berlinetta Boxer was born, the brand's first mid-engine supercar designed for the road. A radical shift that only happened because the Miura proved that this layout worked, was desirable, and represented the new industry standard. From that moment on, the concept created by Lamborghini became the rule. Almost every supercar that followed adopted the same formula: mid-engine layout, total focus on driver experience, and extreme design. Even brands that once rejected the idea were forced to adapt, all because of a car that began almost as an act of rebellion. Today, the Lamborghini Miura is recognized as the first supercar in history, not because of marketing or exaggeration, but by definition. It created the concept, defined the layout, and forced the entire industry to evolve, including Ferrari, which went from absolute reference to follower of a trend created by its greatest rival. And the most impressive part is remembering that all of this started as a nearly clandestine project. Built by young engineers who believed it was possible to go beyond what the market accepted, the Miura did not win championships or set official records. But it won something far greater. It defeated Ferrari's ego and rewrote the rules of the automotive world. And if you enjoy this kind of content about history, technology, and the hidden stories of the automotive world, follow the Veloci.io Culta channel so you do not miss the next videos. Here, passion for cars goes far beyond the steering wheel.